Sprig the Rescue Pig! Our hero starts this adventure tale on a truck bound for nowhere good. But this little pig escapes.
Into the world of rescue animals with Miss Leslie Crawford, vegan, part 1 of 2 on Kids Wonderland. Continue watching to find out more.
If you visit the ravishing country of Montenegro, you may be greeted with Zdravo. This means hello in Montenegrin, the official language of the country. I'm Javanka. The magnificent animals and people of Montenegro pray, as you do, that heaven protects all beings. Precious viewers, welcome to our show, Into the World of Rescue Animals with Miss Leslie Crawford, vegan, part 1 of 2.
First, there was Wilbur. Then came Babe. And now, Sprig the Rescue Pig. Our hero starts this adventure tale on a truck bound for nowhere good. But this little pig escapes. Run, Sprig, run! Sprig discovers what it means to be a pig and meets a girl named Rory and her mom.
What we just watched is a short introduction about a wonderful children's book, Sprig the Rescue Pig, written by Miss Leslie Crawford from San Francisco, USA. An experienced journalist and editor, Miss Crawford also wrote another book, Gwen the Rescue Hen. An animal lover, Miss Crawford is a vegan and lives with her companions, Biggs the dog, 4 pigeons, and 8 chickens, all of whom are rescues. Her books show us how amazing the animals are and why they deserve to be treated like family and friends. We are delighted to have the chance to talk to Miss Crawford on our show and find out more about her and her books. How did Miss Crawford come up with the idea of writing about pigs and hens?
These books actually came to me from a friend of mine who started a publishing house committed to improving the world, hoping to teach people about plant-based diets and treating the planet well. We had worked together for a long time, and she had this idea of some children's books to both reach children and parents that would gently give a message of getting to know animals in all of their intelligence, capability to love, to see the world differently. So trying to teach them about what an animal that is maybe on its way to be used for food, but somehow in my fairy tales escape that fate. What they're going through, but without scaring children. So it really was one of those serendipitous moments where she came to me with this proposition because I had recently become vegan and recently gotten foster pigeons, and I have chickens as pets. So it was sort of perfect. I was quite inspired to do it. And I have a very amazing daughter who at the time was 10 and had her in mind when I wrote them.
Sprig the Rescue Pig is Miss Crawford's first book. Let's listen to her read a part of the story.
Sometimes you know things, even if you don't have words for them. So even though he didn't have the words, our words, this is what Pig knew on that blazingly hot day as he sped along a country road in a truck jam-packed with lots of other unhappy pigs, most of them bigger than he was. Pig knew this was no life for a pig. Without being braggy, Pig also knew he was pretty smart, and that's saying a lot. Why? Because pigs are very intelligent animals. He was also charming. All the other pigs told him so. But what did smarts and charm matter if your life was miserable? Because Pig also knew he was very sad. Just this morning, he'd left one unbearable pig-crammed space for another. Only this space was moving until it stopped. Screech! He smells the woods and these amazing smells he's never in his life smelled. Just as the commotion intensified, something strange and wonderful happened. Amid the squeals and screeches, the clamor and chaos, the rest of the world suddenly fell away and became beautifully quiet, for Pig anyway, because he'd gotten wind of the most scrumptious scent ever. Pig had caught a whiff of rich forest soil, ripe red berries, crisp fresh leaves, and mouth-watering mushrooms that hid among tree roots. His finely attuned snout told him in just a few sniffs, which was peculiar because he'd never in his life been outdoors. Suddenly Pig knew what he had to do. He had to go after that smell. So he jumps out of the truck, makes it to the forest, and there he meets a little girl with her dog.
Did you know that the characters in storyline are based on real ones?
We modeled it on my daughter, Molly, and our friend's dog. And as I did with my other book, I took this based on a true story. There have been some pigs who have jumped off of trucks and escaped and then gone to some sanctuary. So both of my stories in that way are fairy tales that I hope could come true for more animals.
What kind of message is Miss Crawford trying to convey through this story?
So when we wanted to do Sprig the Rescue Pig, and I say we because the publisher had this idea and then we worked on it together. It was the idea to reach both children and their parents in a very gentle way, to talk about, really look at who a pig is. A pig is not bacon or ham, and get to know this animal in a deeper way than maybe some children's stories do. Really, this is as much as it's possible. This is a pig. When I was trying to write it, I would really close my eyes and think, okay, as hard as you can, try to imagine what it's like to be a pig. What is it like to be a pig in a truck going to the slaughterhouse? What is that like if you have that extra sense that animals have of knowing something's not right? And I think that's what moved me the most, was the beginning of the book, when I really tried to imagine what it was like for this pig, knowing the way children know, the way some people who really try to be tuned in with their feelings know something's wrong, but they don't have the words for it.
After escaping from the dreadful truck, what happened to Sprig the pig next? Please read the book to find out. You will also learn some fun facts about pigs from the book, such as how fast a pig can run, how smart they are, do they like mud baths, do they like to play with other pigs? Pigs are so adorable. We wish all pigs in this world are safe and loved. Miss Crawford shares with us the future she envisions.
I can see that world so easily. That world is where we all really see each other with compassion, and that we don't look at a plant or an animal or a person as something that's in service to us, but that we are all interested in their goodwill and giving them a good life just as we want.
We thank Miss Crawford for sharing her book, Sprig the Rescue Pig, with us today. We look forward to part 2 of this program, where Miss Crawford will tell us all about her second book, Gwen the Rescue Hen. For more information on Leslie Crawford's books, please visit chelseagreen.com/writer/Leslie-Crawford. Follow Miss Crawford on Twitter at Leslie McCrawford. We welcome your creative ideas and feedback to help us improve our program, Kids Wonderland. Please send them via suprememastertv.com/KW.
I became a vegan, I would say 100%. It's only been about a year. I've been a roller coaster vegetarian and vegan for most of my adult life. And it was really only because of my daughter, who is now 15, who became a vegan. Especially during the pandemic, she's been just watching more and more videos and studying. And she became a vegan, and I said, okay, of course I'll do that with you. I've always wanted to, and it's funny, these things that it's like I write about in my books, where you know things, and then you kind of put blinders on for whatever reason, maybe to make it easier for other people, or kind of crazy reasons like that. Like, well, it's difficult. I don't want to make life difficult for who, you know? So I was so happy she did that.
Miss Crawford's books show us how amazing animals are and why they deserve to be treated like family and friends. In the previous episode, Miss Crawford shared with us her first book, Sprig the Rescue Pig. Today, Miss Leslie will introduce us to another one of her books entitled Gwen the Rescue Hen.
Did you know chickens are good at math? They also love to play with the people they trust. Since there's a lot more to know about chickens than what ends up on our plates, we've published a children's book celebrating Gwen the Rescue Hen. It's a story of a hen who dreams of something more, until a tornado sets her free.
Wow, that sounds very interesting.
What I did with my books is base it on a true story of how an animal could actually escape their fate that millions of animals have, being going to industrial slaughterhouses. So for Gwen, there was a slaughterhouse or a industrial farm that was in a tornado. And so I took that idea that was a little bit like Wizard of Oz, and that was the only way that she could escape this fate. I was especially inspired to write Gwen because we've had chickens for many years. I always wanted chickens, and sometimes I'm not even sure why. I think it's because I want to be some farm woman, but I'm here in San Francisco. So I love chickens, and there is this idea with chickens and with birds, people like to dismiss them. I think it's an easy way to make them the other, the way we do for anybody we want to victimize or take advantage of. But to think of them as, call them bird brains, or you're like a chicken with its head off, as if they're stupid. And chickens are amazing animals. And so when I wrote that book, Gwen the Rescue Hen, I wanted to write it and try to convey how smart they are in ways that is not what we think of as smart, but they're incredible animals. They have this amazing ability to see. The way their eyes are constructed, they can see so many more colors than we see. They see the world in this magnified way, and very smart about protecting themselves.
Now let's hear a bit more of the story.
It was like any other day. Gwen, the hen, was crammed in a cage among all the other hens. They barely had any space to turn around, let alone spread their wings. Suddenly, a monstrous tornado started howling and blowing towards the chicken farm. Horrified, the chickens trembled in fear, but none of them could do anything except stay where they were. Hoo-woo! 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 Bang! 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 The doors slammed open. Whoosh! The roof was gone! Kaboom! Gwen's cage flew up high into the sky with the strong gust of the tornado.
There's a big tornado, and then suddenly, kind of magically, Gwen, who's in this cage, lands somewhere. Clonk! The cage has landed. Hen struggles to get right side up. What is this place? She blinks, taking it all in. Sunlight, it streams into the cage. Colors, so many colors. The greenest greens, yellowest yellows, and reddest reds. Swoosh! Hen watches a silvery rush of flapping wings soar just beyond her cage, before disappearing into the sky. "Rock!" says Hen. The biggest chicken she's ever seen is staring at her, and she thinks it's kind of like this chicken god or something talking to her.
The story is getting so exciting.
"Bok," Hen says to her. "Bok, bok," say the other chickens, because she's in a cage with several other chickens. The big chicken doesn't say peep. Hen cocks her head confused. Chickens always talk to each other. Something's wrong with this one, besides her being so enormous. "Bok?" She tries one last time, nothing. And then, just then, another strong gust blows. The cage teeters, topples, and plunges to the ground.
Wow, the cage landed on the ground. What will happen to these chickens? It's like a suspense movie. I highly recommend you read the book to find the answers. Having chickens and other animals as companions at home, what does Miss Crawford say about them?
Life is so much more fun and educational when I go out to the garden because my daughter has spent so much time with our chickens. They're very friendly. So there's one picture I've shared with you, but I was leaning over and three of the chickens just jumped on my back. It was so funny. It's because none of us are afraid of each other. We know each other somehow. And it's just so funny and fun to live your life where you spend time with an animal. And I'm sure anybody who has a dog or a cat knows that you really know this creature. And it's also fun to live life, in the company of creatures where they're your friends.
Miss Crawford shows us how smart and amazing chickens are. There are also many videos demonstrating how intelligent they are. Sprig the Rescue Pig and Gwen the Rescue Hen allow us to explore the intelligence and emotions of animals, even though some people still consider them as livestock. How can we help them understand?
I try to treat anybody who's still eating meat with compassion and not shame them, and hope that the smallest thing they can do to really think about how they're treating other creatures and do a little bit better every day, that they'll get there the way I did. My wish is that everybody would stop eating animals, but I need to also have compassion for them and just encourage them to do the best they can, even if it's a small thing every day.
Change can happen from small actions every day, and change can happen from reading a children's book. Miss Leslie Crawford, we wish your books will touch the hearts and minds of many people and enable them to adopt the compassionate plant-based diet so all animals can live a happy life without being rescued by a sudden stop of the truck or train or even a tornado. We wish more kind-hearted and talented artists like you write books for children to adopt a vegan world. For more information on Leslie Crawford's books, please visit chelseagreen.com/writer/Leslie Crawford. Follow Miss Crawford on Twitter at Leslie McCrawford. We welcome your creative ideas and feedback to help us improve our program, Kids Wonderland. Please send them via suprememastertv.com/KW. Precious viewers, we hope you have enjoyed today's show, Into the World of Rescued Animals with Miss Leslie Crawford, Vegan, Part 2 of 2. Up next is Aeonic Emanations from the Gnostic Nag Hammadi Library, Part 2 of 2 on Words of Wisdom, right after Noteworthy News. May you feel the blessings and love from the animals around you.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/KW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/KW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/KW.
برامجنا متوفرة بالعديد من اللغات. يرجى زيارة suprememastertv.com/schedule و suprememastertv.com/KW.
Vegan, what else, man?